Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Selenium interview questions. That is, what are the limitations of Selenium IDE? Selenium IDE has a lot of limitations like this. Let me explain them one by one. Let's start with the first one, that is limited browser support. Okay. So Selenium IDE only supports two browsers, that is Firefox and Chrome. So whatever the automation scripts you create in Selenium IDE can be run only on two browsers, that is Firefox and Chrome. Okay, if you compare Selenium IDE with Selenium WebDriver, right? Selenium WebDriver can be run on, okay, scripts created in Selenium WebDriver can be run on different browsers, all the popular browsers in the market, okay? But coming to Selenium IDE, only two browsers you can run the automation scripts on. Okay. Next limitation of Selenium IDE is limited programming capability. Okay. So limited programming capabilities. That means in Selenium IDE, the main theme is about record and playback, right? People come to Selenium IDE only for record and playback, where they get an advantage of creating a prototype of an automation and all. Okay, that is possible with the help of Selenium IDE. That's an advantage. But coming to the limitation, it has limited programming capability. A bit of programming capability is there, but that's not enough. Okay. If a particular tool or an automation tool has a programming capability, it will have more flexibility. Okay. Flexibility will rise where you can customize the things more with the help of coding and programming. Okay. But that particular feature is not there in Selenium IDE, limited programming capability, because of which flexibility of automation will get reduced. Then lack of extensibility. Okay. What is this lack of extensibility means? You doesn't support integration with external libraries. For example, if you take Selenium WebDriver, it can be integrated with some third-party libraries like TestNG, JUnit, and POI API, extend reports, and so on. But coming to the Selenium IDE, it doesn't have that much. It doesn't support that much integration like Selenium WebDriver does with external libraries. So lack of extensibility is another problem. So that means we have to only stick to the whatever the features that are coming by default in Selenium IDE, right? If the extensibility is not there, means only whatever Selenium IDE functionality is provided by Selenium IDE tool, that functionality only we can use, but we cannot extend it further. Selenium WebDriver is not like that. Selenium WebDriver can extend with TestNG, JUnit, POI API, extend reports, and so on, because of which even though the functionality is some kind of things that are not there in Selenium WebDriver, we can get from the external libraries, but that is lagged in the Selenium IDE tool. The next one, limited test management. Okay, limited test management. Okay, what is this limited test management? That means, you see, if there is a tool and if it is limited of test management, means you cannot organize the test well. Okay, so the problem here is when there are limited number of tests, no problem. Okay, if there are 5 tests, 10 tests, no problem. But if you have hundreds of tests, then it's very difficult to organize them in Selenium IDE tool, right? Very difficult to organize them in Selenium IDE tool and manage them, maintain them. All those things will become a problematic. Okay, if you have a large scale of tests inside test suits and all, organizing and managing is not that much better in Selenium IDE, because test management wise, it's kind of limited. Okay. Then we have limited support for dynamic content. Okay, that means using Selenium IDE, if you're trying to automate some web applications having some dynamic content created with Ajax calls and some delays. Okay, some elements are coming with a delay, or when you click on something, dynamically the page elements are getting changed. Such kind of things. Okay, it can support, but it's bad. I can say. Okay, it can support. Okay, there are some commands in Selenium IDE which can support this kind of stuff, but it's not good. Okay, it's not proper, you can say. Okay, it's bad at, you can say. Then the other one is limited support for complex scenarios. Okay, there are some complex scenarios like data driven testing. Single test need to run with multiple sets of data, such kind of things, or database testing, connecting with database testing. Okay, such kind of flexibility is not there in Selenium IDE for complex scenarios like data driven testing, test dependencies. Okay, control flow of the execution of the code. Generally in Selenium WebDriver, we have TestNG, because of which we can control the flow of the execution of the code wherever we want. All this kind of stuff like data driven testing, test dependencies. Okay, and all those things are possible. But in Selenium IDE, limited support is there. I'm not saying support is not there. Support is there, but limited support is there for such kind of things. Okay, for complex scenarios, automating the scripts with Selenium IDE is a bit difficult. Okay, I can say. Okay, then last and important thing is high maintenance. Okay, this is the number one limitation, you can say, high maintenance. Why? Because if you automate some, let's say there is an application, complex application you have taken, and there are 1,000 automation scripts. Then you need to record with the help of record and playback features in Selenium IDE. You recorded the 1,000 automation scripts, and one functionality change. That functionality is common across all the 1,000 scenarios that you already recorded. What happens here is, again, you have to re-record all the 1,000 scenarios. Okay, if that functionality which got changed or updated in the application is part of all those 1,000 scenarios, again you have to delete those earlier recorded 1,000 scenarios, and from the beginning to end, all the 1,000 you have to re-record again. That is high maintenance. Okay, so flexibility of automation frameworks is missing, because of which in automation frameworks what will happen, you don't have to touch all the 1,000 scenarios. You will make this whatever the functionality that is getting changed a part of some reusable method or something, and you'll go there with the help of the framework. You'll go to the reusable method and update only one place, and remaining all automation scripts, 1,000 automation scripts, will use a single reusable method. This kind of flexibility is possible with the help of automation frameworks, and in Selenium IDE, such kind of thing is not there. Hence, high maintenance. You have to re-record all the automation scripts from starting to begin ending. So these are all the different limitations of Selenium IDE. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.